receiving greeting pictures on Viber, holy socks, yes, and waiting, queues, public transport delays, people being late, all that driving me mad. However, I'm not usually that person who suffers because of that. Because mostly others suffer because of me. I'm the person who tends to be late. That is why my family, when I say them that I'm gonna arrive at 9, they know that have plenty of time until at least 10. When I'm late, for the third time the week, that doesn't mean being filled with shame. That just means that it is Wednesday. And if deadline would be as deadly as the name suggests, I wouldn't have a chance at all to stay alive. And by the way, talking about the job issues, I couldn't understand why do people wake up 2 hours earlier than they usually do, just to be on time at working place, rather than just be late in only 15 minutes. It's just nothing, I thought. The only thing I was never late for was lunch. But leaving from lunch back to the working place, guys, come on. Not being late for lunch was already an achievement, so please hold on a sec. Now, good manners suggest that one has to warn people if they are being late. Even more, if someone is going to be earlier to some meeting, it's also good manner to suggest people, to tell them that one is going to be earlier. Dear fellow Toastmasters and the most welcome guests, do you think I was lucky when I was trying to be punctual? Not at all. When I was trying to arrive earlier, many times I stuck in traffic jams. I've got several injuries. Yes, injuries. And I appeared in pretty awkward situations. For instance, the one I remember most of all, better than others. I arrived to the business meeting even earlier than receptionist came. She was so thrilled, and I was feeling even more awkward than I was late. That was the turning point actually, after which I decided to rethink my approach to punctuality. And what did I do? I have made a list out of 5 points for myself to make it not visible for others, make it not understandable for others that I'm actually being late. Dear fellow Toastmasters and the most welcome guests, I've been through many errors and other things probably even disasters to make up this list. So, hope that would help you as well. First thing that I do, I promise to do a task, to finish it, or to arrive somewhere an hour later than I'm going to actually do. What happened then? I arrive or finish earlier. Another thing, I'm a person who tends to squeeze a lot of tasks into a short period of time, even though I'm having a meeting, for instance. So I cancel 1 or 2 of those things, so I'm on time. The next thing, having rest. That is really important. Why? For me, it's way more exhausting to arrive on time. And when I'm tired, it's almost impossible. That is why it's better to sleep an extra hour and putting off some things to the evening instead of staying tired, having nothing to done, and still be late. Another thing, I adapted my working schedule to starting later and finishing later, because I'm more productive in evenings. Do you know when my working day starts right now? At 3 p.m. and it ends at 10 p.m. So now, after this meeting, I'm going to my working place. And I arrive earlier each time. And I'm super productive. And the last, but not very the least, I accept myself as I am. And that has to be actually the first point on this list. I try to adjust my surroundings and everything around me to suit me, rather than break myself to make others happy. So first of all, I respect myself, and thus I respect others. There are many things we can organize in lives. We can block Viber and not getting those tacky poems with silly pictures. We can change our job, change profession, change the country, for instance. We can also buy a lot of socks and replace them regularly. And we can adjust our things we do and our regular everyday things, so as no one even realizes that we are probably being late. And when the person who would usually say before, please hold on a sec, arrives on time, that is not because there's sale at the supermarket nearby. That's because that person respects you, and first of all, themselves.